And I think we're good. So, hello everybody. My name is Holly, aka the Scientology Geek, and today I am not alone in my research hangout. This has become a paint and ponder research hangout. I am here once again with the very awesome FlufferSquirrelUK. Hello, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So, like I said before, this idea for a stream was just from a conversation that we were having just about the documents I was working on, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's have a stream quick if we can. So, I don't know what subject to even cover today. I don't know if I should just continue with Operation Snapper,
but what's Miss Bloody Butt? Is that an operation?
It is an operation. I had it researched. Is it on my iceberg? It might be. Give me 1 second. Let me figure
if
out
I've picked the most difficult one, it's only because it has a silly name and I wonder
what it does. Let me check the iceberg. It's on tier 6. I have nothing here either. I used to have stuff. I had 2 versions of this iceberg, and I lost one of them, and it might have been the more updated one. But I will, you know what? Screw it. I'll do Miss Bloody Butt research today. I was first introduced to the operation by one of the people I interviewed, Chuck Beatty, who used to work for Incom. Here we go. I have to go to Google Groups for this. Oh, lordy, there's so much spam in here. I forgot Scientology was doing sporgery, which is basically posting things in forums that make it seem like they're coming from a verified, well-known user, but they end up being a bunch of racist hate comments. So, where does this start? I think it starts here. All right. So it's from a guy named Michael Roos, and he's talking about a man named Tom Clemsrud. Let me see who Tom is, because I know I looked at this before, but I don't remember shit. So let's go. Let's put that over here. Exit out of this. Exit out of that. Open up the document.
Yeah, when I was catching the replay of your last research stream, and I heard the cocktail recipes, I was like, what? I had to re-listen, 3 or 4 times, and I was like, I think she said ChatGPT wrote these, but I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, for everybody, if you're watching now and you don't know what happened, I had a research stream last night, and I was looking at Guardian's office operations and just doing some random fuckery. And so I was messing with ChatGPT, and I asked the Green Volumes one that I had set up for cocktails based on different Scientology principles and concepts. So let me see if I can get those up quick, just to give a quick recap. I've got one called the Ethics Cycle Shot. It's 1 ounce of overproof rum, a 1/2 ounce Fireball whiskey, dash of Tabasco sauce, and a lime wedge. So the rum is for a strong, intense representation of the sharpness of ethical enforcement. The Fireball is for the heat of confronting unethical behavior. The dash of Tabasco sauce is for representing the harsh consequences of crossing ethical lines. And the lime wedge is to cleanse and reset after the experience. There ain't no cleansing and resetting after a fucking ethics cycle.
I think it's so funny. Is it like dry sarcasm? I can't put my finger on what part of it but it's so funny and right.
If you come up with any concepts, I can ask it about those, and we can make up some drinks during this stream. I've got the Dev Tea disaster. So for anyone who's not aware, Dev Tea is developed traffic. It's basically unnecessary communications within an organization. So redirecting someone to a department that they don't need to go to when another department can fulfill that job perfectly well. 2 ounces of spiced rum representing the complexity and messiness of unnecessary actions. 1 ounce of sour mix symbolizing the frustration and tanginess of unproductive work. A half ounce of grenadine for the red symbolized wasted energy and time. An ounce of cola for a familiar element, but one that adds fizz or extra unnecessary noise, and a half ounce of blue curacao purely for confusion.
Could you ask, what would you... okay, wait, let me think. Okay, I need this into...
And if you have any general questions for ChatGPT, because this can also be a cross-checking stream.
I will need whatever I'm going to say transferred from the gibberish that comes out of my mouth into the gibberish you need to put into ChatGPT. I want to ask it to make, like, if it was doing a tea party, or like, what is it when you supply the food and drinks, like
hosting,
catering.
Okay.
So like if you were catering a OT3 graduation party, what specialized things would you like make, like food and like buffet food, snacks?
Okay.
Like
I'm gonna say a Scientology auditing themed party.
Yeah, food party. Party food.
What foods? I'm gonna say foods and drinks.
Yeah.
Could you come up with
OT3
that are related to the OT? I'll just say the OT levels. Actually, wait. This might be a better question for... Do I have it? I do not. I do not have the OT bot anymore. Son of a bitch. So yeah, we'll ask the HCO bulletin bot.
I feel like if any bot can't be trusted not to fuck off, it's the OT bot. Sneaky little shit.
And I want to see what it comes up with. So you know what? We're making a new bot.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just making more work.
Nope. I'm enjoying this.
I can't see chat because we're in StreamYard, but if you're here, hello.
Oh, right. Yeah, no one's showed up. I feel kind of dead with the stream because we don't have anybody right now. So
I think. Wait, I hope I don't. Can I just? I want to share it quick, but it might go out. But I will come back. Can I do that quick? Okay, one sec. Am I here?
Yes,
Am I still here? Oh, nice. I just shared it with the quickest, probably worst post ever written, but I did it.
It's all good. I appreciate you for spreading the word.
Yeah.
All right. So we were doing this. We got this going. Got this going. Okay. So I wrote, let's say you were catering a Scientology auditing themed party. What foods and drinks could you come up with related to the OT levels?
We could do this. Imagine. We threw you the perfect pie.
Are you kidding me? This would be the perfect SP party that freaking Patty Mower could throw. Patty, for those of you who are unfamiliar, me and my fiance protested with her at the New Haven org that one time.
Yeah.
And she used to throw suppressive person parties back in the 2000s, and people like ex-members and critics from all over would come to these parties. I'm pretty sure she's had Tony Ortega, Chuck Beatty. I think she's had John Atack before.
No way.
She's had some very, very well-known people come to her house for these parties. And the thing is, they need to be sure about security every time.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be some level of OSA at the party.
Yeah.
Whether they have to like guard the street or whatnot. But yeah. So we got the OT levels platter, which is a multi-tiered appetizer tray with each level representing different tiers of enlightenment. So the first one would be simple, clean flavors like cucumber slices with hummus. OT2, complex flavors like sushi and spring rolls. OT3, spicy, bold bites like jalapeno poppers or spicy tuna. We've got the floating needle punch, which is probably a sparkling lemonade or soda with floating citrus slices or edible bubbles to represent the floating needle concept. They could have a refreshing, bubbly quality to symbolize the feeling of freedom and lightness. Thetan tacos. So, like purple cabbage slaw, grilled corn, and spicy sauces.
Oh, that's.
Sorry, what?
I was just thinking that Thetans. Wouldn't that be technically like cannibalism?
I mean, probably.
Because aren't we meant to be Thetans? Or are we Thetans and we have body Thetans?
Each ingredient represents layers of existence or knowledge.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm being too literal. Sorry, yeah, carry on.
No, but I get why you thought that. It's like we're making it out of Thetan meat.
Yeah.
Cluster cookies for body Thetans and body Thetan clusters. Xenu's lava cake. The Cause Over Life canapé, which has decadent ingredients like smoked salmon, caviar, or fine cheeses to symbolize reaching cause over life. The E-meter espresso with a small biscotti or chocolate on the side. A theta tea for calm and clear thinking. And an engram free salad with ingredients like fresh greens, organic veggies, and a light vinaigrette.
Engram free salad.
Those are just a few examples.
See, this is why I think if it was just OT free, it would be more cray. I feel like the cray is diluted amongst all of the levels, maybe. But that was
I've just asked it. I said, what about specifically directed at OT3?
OT3 graduation party with that.
Xenu's volcanic eruption punch.
Yeah.
With tropical flavors and dry ice to create a volcanic eruption type effect. Add a spicy kick with jalapeno or chili infused tequila. Body Thetan sliders. This sounds a little cannibalistic, but
it did.
The toppings are the patties are going to be different, and the toppings are supposed to represent the diversity and complexity of BTs that OT3 individuals work to process. The cluster salad, which is like cherry tomatoes, pearl, mozzarella, olives, and grapes, all tightly packed together in a mixed green base. Engram free
tightly packed together like
Sea Org
members. Like probably didn't mean that, but
clusters, Thetan clusters.
Oh yeah.
Incident 2 meatballs, BT bonbons, and the Incident 1 ice cream sundae. Huh. I want to see if it knows, if it can actually, is this... Hold on. I'm going to do some research quick with it. I'm going to ask it just to make sure it knows. I said, what is on Thetan? Oh, what is on incident 1? Nope, it got it right.
You seem surprised that you've done a good job.
Well, because I know part of the document was handwritten. And Hubbard's handwriting is fucking almost illegible. So I don't remember where in the document it actually has a typed out version, but they got it right. 4 quadrillion years in the past, a loud snap or it says a loud snap or cracking sound occurs. Then there's a bright flash of light. The Thetans overwhelmed with the impression of being knocked out or unconscious. Hold on that. Yeah, no, this isn't quite right. Hold on. Can you give me the full incident 1 in quotations? Let's see if it gets the right one. Yeah, it's getting the basic elements, but it's not providing the full text. Hang on. And it's like it was either a chime or a set of chimes, which there were no chimes in it. I'm almost definitely sure there were no chimes in incident 1. Let me go to incident 1 quick. I love how this all started from Miss Bloody Butt.
Yeah. Miss Bloody Butt, always taking you down unexpected roads.
This is my research. This is essentially what this is me going on rabbit holes. Where is incident 1? Nope. Yeah, whatever. I don't feel like freaking looking this up right now. Actually, no, I do. I need to find it. There's no saying no to this. Please find it. And it found no matches. Fine. Where are the OT3 levels? There's OT3. Incident 1, page 295. Occur at start of track. Loud snap, waves of light. Chariot comes, turns right and left. Cherub comes out, blows horn, comes close. Shattering series of snaps. Cherub fades back. Blackness dumped on Thetan. That's the entirety of Incident 1. Wait. What does that say? Something to stop must be gotten off. Sometimes to hurry. What does that say? Shout to stop? I don't... Run is an engram. Why does it say shout? Shout to stop must be gotten off. Sometimes to hurry. Run is an engram. What? I don't know. Either way. It's a thing I don't know, and I probably needed to look earlier similar to find something with that fucking made sense. Probably have to find my misunderstood word.
Yeah. Careful.
Oh, Tilty Bird. She was... Oh, she's hopefully still here. All right, they're still here. 2 of my favorite suppressives with incredible hair. My hair is a mess. Thank you for saying that.
Thanks,
the lure of information is too strong, and the cherub seems sus. Cherubs do be sus.
What cherub? Where's
the cherub in Incident 1.
All
right, so Miss Bloody Butt. For those not unaware, Tom Klemesrud's bulletin board system, online bulletin board system, was the upstream provider of Dennis Ehrlich's alt-religion Scientology internet feedback in 1994 to 1995. If you aren't aware of who Dennis Ehrlich is, just realize that back in 1995, he was the cult's enemy number 1. One day early in 1995, Ehrlich had replied via the bulletin board system feed to an anonymously posted message containing copyrighted OT materials. Ehrlich quoted the message and said simply, "It looks like the actual OT material to me. For this awful and terrible and criminal breach, the RTC raided and sued Dennis Ehrlich. Well, at the same time, they tried to pressure Tom K to cut off Dennis's internet access. Tom refused and said that he'd need the RTC to show him proof of copyright ownership. They refused to show him proof and instead sued Tom for contributory infringement. Sometimes later, Sometime later, Tom's liability insurance carrier forced Tom to settle with the cult. Sometime after all this, Tom got a bit drunk at a bar with a woman who claimed to be an FBI agent. From Tom's account, it appeared that she was chatting him up and flirting with him. She claimed to want to see Tom's computer set up. Tom agreed, probably thinking he might get lucky, so they went to Tom's apartment. Up to this point, there doesn't appear to be any disagreement, but from here on out, there are two wildly different accounts of what happened. According to Tom, once in his apartment, things turned ugly. The woman went into his bathroom, removed her jeans, and he says she took a plastic tube containing some blood red goo from between her legs and began flinging it around, splashing it on the walls of the apartment. According to Tom, she told him that she represented Scientology, and if he knew what was good for him, he'd better start doing what Scientology demanded. Tom then claimed he dialed 911 and took a shotgun out of his closet to protect himself in case the woman tried to do something crazier. The cops came. Tom told his version. She told the cops that her hemorrhoids had been bleeding and that he had threatened her with the gun. The cops possibly, it says if I recall correctly, the cops arrested Tom. On alt religion Scientology, the sock puppet account
for hemorrhoids.
That's what she said. She said it was her hemorrhoids.
And they arrested him for taking a gun out, or they arrested him because of the blood from her hemorrhoids. Because
cops didn't believe that this woman was just as they thought Tom was paranoid. They didn't think that she actually was like an undercover agent sent to destroy him.
They thought, no, she's just a normal woman
with flicking
her hemorrhoid blood around his bathroom. Is that?
I mean, would you believe medical or the fact that the story of she had a plastic tube with blood red goo in between her legs?
I wouldn't have. I'd have kept that shit to myself. I'd have been like, look, I've gone in and she's flicking blood around, and that's not normal, and I want her gone. Do you know what I mean? And if she's like, no, it's just my hemorrhoids. It's like, yeah. It doesn't matter which way or whoever. That ain't normal behavior, and you got to go, love. But yeah, he got taken away in handcuffs because, yes.
On alt religion Scientology, the Scientology sock puppet account sprang into action, bringing about all sorts of dead agent material out about Tom and alternative theories about what happened. They accused him of not being credible, of being violent, unstable, and a drunk. All in all, not unlike the stupid lies they were recently saying about Mark Bunker following his bogus arrest in Chicago. The Clambot party line was that the woman in Tom's apartment, whoever she might be, had nothing whatsoever to do with the church, and that Tom was either hallucinating or making up his story to intimidate him, or about her claiming to intimidate him in the name of Scientology. So this is coming from the Scientologists. They claimed that he was in a cynical and malicious way trying to unfairly malign Scientology for something that involved him and some drunk lady. By virtue of the sock puppet's intense sneering and smearing of both Tom and Dennis, I was somewhat convinced that Tom's story might have been the truth. Tom later posted a transcript of a part of the 911 tape. The part that was transcribed fit almost exactly with Tom's earlier recollection of the call and verified at least that part of his account. It also made it pretty clear that the name Scientology had been used in his apartment by his guest. From the tape, it was clear that as the blood smearing was happening, Tom honestly believed an OSA agent was threatening him. He was clearly not making up a story in a calculated, devious, intentional way. His somewhat inebriated state also ruled out every possibility except three. Either he was telling the truth, or he was an accomplished actor with a devious mind, or he was capable of creating an elaborate ruse instantly, all while under the influence and under the stress of having a strange and naked FBI woman bleeding badly from her butt in his apartment. The cult's version of events were further discredited, in direct contradiction of the fake stories being fed to the news group by the Scientology bots. Helena Coburn took an affidavit from one Linda Woolard to the LA police. Woolard's affidavit claimed it was she who was with Tom that night, and it was she who had bloodied Tom's apartment walls with blood from her hemorrhoids, which she claimed had erupted and began spurting only after Tom had spontaneously threatened her with a shotgun. So imagine, like, you hear, get the fuck out of my apartment, and then just as, like, a defensive mechanism.
It was my defense piles. It was defense hemorrhoids. What the fuck? How he got taken? I mean, I'd be happy to leave there in cuffs so I can just go through this in the cell, in the safety of a cell.
Defense hemorrhoids.
I mean that. What?
What the fuck?
Oh, he frightened the life out of me. I mean, he frightened the hemorrhoids out of me. That's what happened, officer. He shouted at me. He shouted at me in such an angry way. It went, and they both popped out. They did, sprayed everywhere like a skunk. Like what? What was said? I
don't know.
I need the body cam. I need the body cam. No, I know. I know it's before.
Hemorrhoid
I would pay.
Research hangout.
I would start a savings fund to speak to that officer, to see that arrest is set, to see what was said for him to get taken away in cuffs, which I think is the best thing for him. That poor man.
Tilty Bird said hemorrhoids don't bleed like that, my girl.
No, but maybe when you're startled and you're part skunk, they do.
If you're willing to bring up hemorrhoids, you're absolutely trying to shut questions down by providing information.
True. 100% true.
They said if I hallucinated a woman throwing hemorrhoid blood all over my bathroom, I'd be checking myself into a mental hospital.
Yep.
And then they wrote, I got so spooked my hemorrhoid popped out and started bleeding. Arrest this man.
Like what? What?
Oh my God. The affidavit's hemorrhoid story was ludicrous on its face. Moreover, if Linda Woolard had nothing to do with the church, why did she give her sworn affidavit to Ken Moxon and Coburn? And how would she even know about them? Kendrick
Moxon again. Ugh.
This fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
How would she even know about them, and how would they know about her? One of the sock puppets, I believe it was Andrew Milne, weekly claimed on the news group that because weekly WEAKLY claimed on the news group that because Scientology was being seen as unbelievable by ARS critics, all religion Scientology Usenet groups, the cult had decided to seek out the Woolard woman to find out the truth. But how'd they find her? No one knew her real name, as she had given Tom a false name and falsely claimed to be an FBI agent. How did Scientology find out her identity as Andrew Milne had claimed she had nothing to do with the church? Milne later floated out a second theory that she must have contacted Scientology's lawyers after reading all the stories about herself on the internet. He was pressed on this claim. Did he know if she had done this, or was this just his acceptable truth short story? Milne wouldn't say. The questions arose that if Woolard thought she needed a lawyer, why would she contact the church's lawyers? Why would she not contact a lawyer out of the Yellow Pages? Why would she even think she needed to contact a lawyer at all? After all, she was in no legal trouble as far as anyone could tell. No cops appeared to think she needed to be arrested for bloodying Tom's walls. No feds wanted to question her for impersonating an FBI agent. Woolard, to the best of anyone's knowledge, had never posted to the news group. If she really had seen the news group and wanted to correct false statements, she could have done so directly without hiring an attorney. Also, contrary to the sock puppet shore story, Coburn never posted the affidavit to ARS or anywhere else where it would quell criticism. No, she took the affidavit to the LAPD, probably so she could use it as some sort of alleged police evidence that she could subsequently introduce into the civil action they were mounting against Tom. I think there's only one conclusion. Quite simply, Scientology tried to terrorize Tom in order to shut him up and to coerce his participation in the silencing of Dennis Ehrlich. As unbelievable as all this sounds, the edict to Scientologists to act this way is right in LRH policies. Yeah, we know that.
See, that's the thing. When people are acting so left field, is it left field? Is it?
Yeah, just unusual.
Yeah, when people are acting so strange, like it's not going to be like it. Like there's not a standard. Oh, this is what we do when someone says that they've had the hemorrhoid scared out of them. We take a DNA sample in case they run away and don't give us their real name. Like, do you know what I mean? That's like there's not. So there's no way. There's no sort of standard way to deal with. Should we say creativity? Like, I don't know what to call it.
DNA evidence was first introduced in 1986.
Yeah.
This was.
Before DNA and body cams.
Oh no, this was 1995.
Oh.
So we had DNA. What the fuck?
She should miss Swabby Butt.
It was the LAPD. That's the problem.
Oh, there we go.
Later, an offloaded ex-member who is still enthralled to Scientology, known as Keith Little, posted as a user named Whippersnapper, argued strenuously for the plausibility of Woolard's affidavit and even went searching for medical support for the theory that someone's ass might actually spurt blood with enough force to have blood hitting the walls. He was informed by at least one physician that if someone was bleeding like that, it would mean ruptured arteries and the afflicted person would be in very immediate danger of dying from blood loss. But did Linda Willard's affidavit mention needing medical help? Did she get weak from blood loss? No, quite the contrary. According to all accounts, including her affidavit, she refused medical treatment when asked by the cops at Tom's apartment. She waltzed out into the LA night, fit as a fiddle. I don't know how Whippersnapper munged that information around in his mind to exonerate Scientology, but somehow he seemed to do it. And that's the story of Miss Bloody Butt. That's one version of accounts. Well, that's a couple versions of accounts, but yeah.
I mean,
that is more detailed.
That's wow.
This is from someone named Martin.
So unhinged.
And prior to January 14th, 1995, which was the date of the incident, this man, Martin, was contacted by attorneys from RTC, informing them that a subscriber to the system, which was the subscriber was Dennis Ehrlich, was allegedly violating RTC's copyrighted materials by making postings of those materials to the internet. Wait, what'd that say? She excused herself to the bathroom. She took some time, so I checked on her to find much blood smeared over the bathroom. On the floor, walls, shower doors, but little in the toilet. After I had discovered her, she came out of the bathroom and said, I am from the Church of Scientology, and I think that you should do as Thomas Small has instructed you to do, delete Dennis Ehrlich from the BBS.
Wow. Can you imagine someone sitting you down there and being like, hey, church meeting? All right, love. Yep. You've always been great, haven't you? Team player. Yep. What I'm going to need you to do is take this vial of blood. Don't ask whose it is or where it's from. If anyone says anything, hemorrhoids. It'll get you away with murder. Trust me. Right. So you're going to go to this chappie's house. Don't worry about it. You're going to go there. You're going to excuse yourself to the toilet. You're going to flick this round everywhere. Get it everywhere but the toilet. And hope he just goes along with it. Doesn't call someone, one of the authorities, and just get him to delete the files. And you've got to be like, oh yes, Minister, yeah, this Sunday, sweet. Oh, I'll be late for mass. Like, what in what world does?
Yes, Commodore. No, kidding.
Yes, Commodore. In what world does this? Do you go? Yeah, that's normal. Yeah, I'll do that. Cool. It just baffles my head that there were 100% conversations had for all of these operations. There were many conversations, but there was one to the person who was going to do it. It was like, right, what do you want? Miss Bloody Butt, or you can go try and be Tom Cruise's next wife. She's like, Miss Bloody Butt.
I'll stick with Miss Bloody Butt.
Yeah. What have I got to do for the Miss Bloody Butt?
But Tilty Bird said, Moron Moxon and the Defense Hemorrhoids, new band name.
Yes.
Dusty Soda Dispenser. Hello to my friends and family of this wonderful community. Thank you guys dearly. Thank you so much for what you've done and what you're doing today. Thank you so very much. Oh, thank you, Dusty.
Thanks, Dusty. Did you meet Dusty?
I have not.
Oh.
Tilty Bird, I can absolutely fucking confirm that if you have a hemorrhoid, you are not waltzing any fucking where.
Yeah, no, it's like a moonwalker, not Michael Jackson's moonwalk. Like you're walking like you're on the moon, like very gingerly, very soft, bouncy steps, gingerly.
As someone with Crohn's, I'm honestly offended they're even using hemorrhoids for nefarious reasons. It's nothing sacred. What's this?
Oh, now I'm thinking if stress actually caused instant hemorrhoids.
Can it cause instant hemorrhoids? Mythbusters.
Oh my god, have they?
No, but I'm just saying that would have been the perfect thing.
I thought you just found a Mythbusters video on.
No.
I was like, stop.
Oh my god, that would be a funny as hell video to do.
Yeah.
Google, can stress cause hemorrhoids to pop out?
Instant hemorrhoids. I mean, stress causes hemorrhoids, but instant?
Stress doesn't directly cause or worsen pre-existing hemorrhoids.
Well, she already had them when she got there, surely.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
would think.
I'm acting like this woman had hemorrhoids at any point. She's lying. She's lying, brain.
Yeah. Oy vey. Oy fucking vey.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start with Martin Hunt's article. It's got dates in it.
I don't know where this orange needs to go, and I need to go and take my meds quick, so I'm just going to run downstairs and do that quickly. Are there other cat operations with cat names?
No, that's the only one. Operation Cat.
Did you say about that one?
Let me
On the
see.
street.
Where is it? Operation Cat. There was a Guardian's Office order from September 16th, 1975. The idea is to, I'm quoting it directly. The idea is to make a mockery and hold up to ridicule the computer, the security services, and authority in relation to freedom of information. The goal was to plant grossly false information for governmental agencies, especially security services files, for later public retrieval and ridiculing exposure. Objective, to hold up the American security to ridicule as outlined in the Guardian's order by LRH. Plan written by David Gaiman, who was the deputy guardian for PR Worldwide, called for Scientology to take a cat with a pedigree name or some such, and to get the name into a computer file, together with a record, whether it be criminal, social welfare, driving, or whatever, and to build the sequence of events to the point where the creature holds a press conference and photographic story results. Production targets, plant dossiers in 4 U.S. government agencies, hold a press conference, and achieve 4 national media articles and 50 local articles by 2/20/1976. The planning document was seized in the FBI raid and entered as Government Exhibit Number 5 against Jane Kember and other Guardian's Office staff during the trial.
I can't believe they were going to use a cat.
Just for one little frickin'. I don't care about getting my flu shot right now.
This was in the 70s.
This is 70, 75.
There is a zero way I'm believing that people weren't high when they were writing these.
Seriously though.
Like that could have been what's that? Like Pineapple Express.
Yeah, that's the movie.
They were like, yeah, we get a cat, and we'll get the cat and get the FBI, and they're like, so dumb. You just imagine that.
Just hitting the vape pen too much.
Yeah.
Where's the one that I saw that was really interesting to me? Give me one sec. So this is one called Operation Italian Fog, which was an attempt to smear the Clearwater mayor, Gabriel Cazares. The plan was set out by a man named Bruce Raymond, who wrote a letter to Dick Wigand and a guy named Greg on March 23rd, 1976.
Dick Wagon.
Dick, Weigand.
Do it one more time.
Weigand. Wigand.
Dick Wagon.
But I like Wagon better.
There's funny names in there, isn't there? Sorry.
The purpose of the op is to actually get real documentation into the files of Mexican License Bureau or bureaus stating that the mayor got married in Mexico to some Mexican gal 25 years ago who is not his wife, so puts the mayor in a position of bigamy. This can be accomplished either by a bribe or a covert action. Once the documents are planted, it is cleverly exposed that the mayor is promiscuous and a bigamist. Like your founder.
Yeah, did he do it down the road from his wife then? Did he did he do that? Did he move back to be next to her to get married?
I could see him doing it as like a fuck you. Let me see. A plan of action was written on April 9th, 1976, which was accompanied with a handwritten note. And the note said, as part of the security, if a bribe is used, data should be given to the person accepting the bribe to pinpoint a false who in his mind, ideally one of the mayor's known enemies, so that if the op gets blown up to the person who was bribed, that person would give data on the planted who, and Scientology would never come up. And that is all the information I currently have for Operation Italian Fog.
Sounds like the Grinch.
Right? You got to find the false who's down in Whoville.
Yeah. There's so many places that LRH plagiarized from.
2 Sandwiches Tall writes, I literally just tuned in and heard Dick Wagon. I feel at home. You're always welcome here.
At the start, Holly asked ChatGPT, was like a OT free, like catering if it was party. Making food, that was it.
Foods I'm like the... Sorry, what?
I'm gonna shove some grapes in my face and mute myself for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, so some of the stuff I had was Xenu's volcanic eruption punch, BT cluster salad, the volcano lava cake. This one says Thetan tartlets, mini tartlets with distinct layered fillings to represent the layers of personal trauma and body Thetans addressed during OT3. These can be served with whipped cream clouds on top, symbolizing the ascent to OT. And then we had BT bonbons and the Instant One ice cream sundae, which includes popping candy or spicy cinnamon sugar to evoke the sudden surprising events that happened. Okay. Create the bot only for me.
I just really like the thought that someone from OS is going to watch this as well, because that's such a troll on it.
I hope they do. I fucking hope OSA watches my shit. I'm sure they never catch me when I'm live, but I hope they at least watch something.
I like the thought that I'm going to be so annoying. Like, I'm going to be like nails down a chalkboard to a Scientologist. They're just going to just the disdain they'd feel. And that fills me with warm fuzzy feelings. Someone is having to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So the fact that someone's having to like get up at whatever times to watch me paint and ponder and talk crap, it's hilarious.
Just imagine COB is just literally kicking this person out of bed and just being like, get the fuck up and go watch Fluffer Squirrel right now.
Yeah, like they're not doing anything. Wow, they did the I Spy. Did you see what they wrote about me? Yes, get on them now. Find their ruin.
Your stats are how many hours of videos you've watched. Meanwhile, this person's just like, yo, this is awesome.
Imagine it. I blew from the seal to become an artiste. Do it.
I was making art out of my rice and beans in the canteen.
Imagine.
Just doing it for Fluffer. Someone wrote, Eric Rader wrote, never miss another edition of Drinks, Joints, and Crafts.
Eric, it was so good. I watched it. I quit on the replay. Eric was sewing and he made a face, and I don't think I've ever felt closer to another human being. Like, that face was my face. Reading any instructions, he was like, the fuck? I was like, that's me.
I was going to say, what were you guys looking at?
It was just craft instructions. You know, like, have you seen those sewing patterns and you get like a circle with one of the rings on and you sew the patterns in? But it was just the instructions on how to do that.
Yeah.
But they make it sound really confusing, don't they?
Tilty Bird, do you want to clarify your last question? How do you smell? What the heck does that mean? Do I like physically stink, or do I have the ability to smell? Like, what are you asking? Oh, what was being sprayed? Yeah, we smoke in here, so we're just trying to vent out, well, cover up and vent out the odor from it. So usually we have the window open, and I'm gonna actually open that right now. There we go. Get a little bit of fresh air in here. Looks like she came in and sprayed all around you. No, it is not me. It is from the illegal cilantro. Well, legal here, but
not here.
But I am going to take a hit. Eric Rader said there are less instructions regarding interdimensional travel than the embroidery that I was dealing with.
To what, sorry?
It said, Eric Rader said there are less instructions regarding interdimensional travel than the embroidery that I was dealing with.
Oh, bless him.
All right, I gotta actually start taking notes on this stuff. So, oh wait, so this wasn't the Guardian's office. This was OSA.
Could I ask the chat GPT, can you answer me as if you were LRH? And then I'll ask it stuff like, why did you bring electronic ribbon? Why did Xenu bring electric ribbon? What was that about?
So you want to use the OT bot, not the HCO bulletin bot?
Yeah, is that the one that isn't made at the minute?
Yeah. All right, so here we go. So I got the OT bot up. So you wanted me to say, I want you to speak as you think L. Ron Hubbard would speak. I have some questions for you. Splendid. You have questions for me. Feel free to ask whatever you wish, and I shall endeavor to give you answers that align with the philosophy and principles I have laid down. What is on your mind?
Yeah, I forgot asking ChatGPT to do that is probably going to get some real long word salady answers. But why did Xenu send electric ribbon to do what to the souls of the Thetans? I just don't understand it.
Oh, the vacuum zones?
Yeah, but it had the electric ribbon.
They were literally just to capture the Thetans that were blown around from the volcanic eruptions and the nukes. And then they would bring them over, then they would gather them all and then go brainwash them.
But what was the electric ribbon for?
I don't know the underlying sci-fi lore of how Thetans interact with the universe. I know they has to do with waves, ridges, and fucking what do you call them? Tractor beams and pressor beams. All right, why did Xenu set up electronic ribbons to catch the Thetans blown up during Incident 2. Yes, Incident 2, the great catastrophe that befell this sector of the galaxy some 75 million years ago. You see, Xenu, the galactic overlord, was faced with a grave population crisis in his domain. The sheer number of beings, souls if you will, had become a burden too great for him to bear. Thus he devised a diabolical scheme to rid himself of this overwhelming burden. The electronic ribbons which you inquire about were part of an elaborate mechanism of control. After these beings, these Thetans, were blown up in volcanoes with hydrogen bombs, they were still not fully subdued. The Thetans, you understand, are immortal spiritual entities, and even after their bodies were destroyed, their true essence, their Thetan selves, persisted. Xenu knew that simply blowing up bodies would not be enough. The Thetans would disperse, free and uncontrolled, and could potentially return to disrupt his plans. Therefore, he installed these electronic ribbons, which acted as a trap to ensnare the fleeing Thetans, preventing their escape. These ribbons worked like a form of electronic net, capturing the Thetans and pulling them into the trap set for them. Wow, this is the most direct answer I would have think I'd ever got from fucking L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
It's not going off on tangents and just... Once caught, they were subject to intense implanting. Through the use of electronic beams, Xenu ensured that these captured Thetans would be indoctrinated with false memories and identities, implanting them with confusing images and ideas that would prevent them from remembering their true nature. They were shown endless sequences of false information, religious imagery, emotional constructs, cultural ideas, designed to suppress their awareness and cloud their understanding for eons. In this way, Xenu sought to not only control the population, but to ensure that these Thetans, now disoriented and confused, would be forever entangled in the physical universe, unable to regain their freedom or power. Thus, they would inhabit new bodies, trapped in the cycle of birth and rebirth, entirely unaware of their true potential as spiritual beings. It is this very trap that we, through the technology of Scientology, aim to undo. Through the auditing processes in advanced levels like OT3, we work to clear these implants and free the Thetan so that it may once again operate at cause, not effect. That, my friend, is why the electronic ribbons were placed to entrap, confuse, and control, all under the reign of Xenu's tyranny. But fear not, for the path to freedom is laid out, and those who walk it shall be liberated from this ancient oppression.
I hate how satisfying of a response that is.
How direct it is, how simple to understand it is.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah, cool, makes sense. Stop. Okay.
The OT materials isn't really enough of a database of writings to really get down Hubbard's speaking style.
Yeah.
I need either the volumes or like a fucking library of lectures.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of lectures out there. Would that frazzle it?
Yeah, you can't feed it audio.
Oh, okay.
So it's not one of those voice recognition things, voice replication things.
Could you know when you have the audio, but you have the visual of the audio, so you have like the graph and the spike that goes up and down to like get the tones. Yeah. Can you put that in there?
I'm trying to figure out what that's called. Like an audio waveform?
Yeah, just so
I don't think ChatGPT is built for that. It's only built for like text conversation and document analysis and like web surfing.
Cool. Sorry, I'm just asking random questions because I don't know the limitations.
I'm sure there are some AIs that are perfectly good for that. I just don't know of any yet.
Yeah.
Got any other questions for... Actually, I'm going to ask Managerial Ron. Wait, do we want Managerial Ron or do we want Technical Ron?
I don't know. Oh, I would... Can you say, what would you say to David Miscavige, knowing he held a coup, he kicked Pan Annie out, and he's now doing fundraising and running it into the ground?
Hold on.
What would you tell your little cameraman protege now?
What would you say to David Miscavige, knowing he held a coup to get Pat and Annie Broeker out of the chain of command?
And is holding and is going against your policies and holding fundraisers.
And that he's going off policy.
Yeah.
With fundraising. All right, so I gotta add the little thing because I'm gonna ask Managerial Ronbot.
Is he the pissier of the two?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We want Pissy Ron's answer.
Why can I not paste that? Shit. All right, hang on. Why can I not paste anything? Whatever. Would you? I gotta rewrite this prompt. Hang on.
Also, people hate watch me. Did you know that?
People hate what?
People hate watch me.
They
It's
hate
so
watch
silly.
you?
Yes, some people just will watch other people's channels that I'm on just to see if I say anything they could clip or edit or chop out and then send around their private groups. It's so silly. I'm like, you make me feel special. What are you doing?
You expect Hubbard to be actually consistent with his policies.
No. You
Let's see
expect
if
a
he
sane
is.
person. Do you reckon it would break ChatGPT at any point? ChatGPT is going to be like, just be like, on one hand, but on another hand, but on one hand, but then on another hand, it's just never going to end because it just frazzled it.
Let's clarify something, my friend. The tech is the tech. I laid down policy for a reason. I designed the organizational structure of Scientology with a clear and precise command chain so that it would be an enduring vehicle for the dissemination of tech. If anything is being done that circumvents the policies I established, well, that is simply suppressive. The removal of Pat and Annie Broeker, if they were truly standing in the way of standard operation or not fulfilling their posts correctly, then that action may have had a reason behind it. However, if it was merely a political maneuver devoid of purpose or reason, well, that doesn't sit in accordance with how I have structured ethics tech. As for the issue of fundraising, now that's a different matter. I made it very clear in policy that the church is not to engage in money-grabbing schemes. I wrote, and it remains policy, that we produce an exchange in the delivery of services. The exchange of Scientology technology for donations, sure, but always in exchange for services rendered. This business of fundraising merely for the sake of money without the delivery of valuable Scientology technology, that is off policy, violates the very essence of the fair exchange principle I outlined. It degrades the ethics of the organization, and the organization should never rely on such tactics. Any deviation from that is a violation of the trust I placed in the church as a vehicle to bring spiritual freedom to the people of Earth. Fundraising for anything other than services delivered, particularly overt attempts to amass funds for status or titles, is wrong. It's off source. Understand this. A true Scientologist knows that we are a product-driven organization, not a fund-driven one. The org thrives through delivery of auditing and training, not by amassing money for status or donations that aren't tied to real services. That's a bastardization of the original policy. If David has been conducting things contrary to those lines, well, someone should get him back on policy, or we risk running into an out-ethics situation that could harm the whole movement. Remember, keeping Scientology working means adhering strictly to policy, my policy. That includes both command structure and the means by which we handle funds.
Ooh, Davey in trouble. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So if anyone from the anonymous days are watching, and you could type that up and send that to every single org and be like, LRH has got a little message for you all. We can stir the pot right back, can't we, Osa? You like coming into our little chats and coming into our little community and stirring. We can stir right back.
We'll make up some false documents about your leader.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a cat, and I'm going to name that cat L. Ron Hubbard, and this is going to be a sworn testimony.
We'll have a press conference for it.
Yeah, how about that? How about that?
Got anything else you want to ask, Source?
What is that name? Like, delicious justice. Delicious, ironic justice. Beautiful.
I get what you mean. I don't know the term.
It's too late. This is why I don't stream late normally, because my brain...
StreamYard. hold on. Do you? I mean, that's all right, Tilty. I don't know if you're still here because I haven't been paying attention to the chat in a while. First off, it said if we can get the lectures transcribed, we could do that. Do you want me to transcribe some LRH speeches to text? That's very generous of you, and I appreciate you saying that. However, I know that transcriptions already exist out there in the world about these lectures. I'm in contact with the Advanced Organization of the Great Plains, the one that I found the links to the SoundCloud of LRH lectures. On their website, they had the transcriptions. I think that part of their site's under maintenance right now. So hopefully they'll have it back up and running soon. And if they do, then we won't need any of that. All I have to do is download the PDFs of the actual transcriptions.
Nice.
I appreciate the offer very, very much. Thank you.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of work that might not need to be done at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What does this say? Tilty Bird says hashtag pissy Ron. What else we got? Made a tiny little piece that reminded me of you. Oh, maybe I'll do Tilty. I gotta check my email.
Tilty is a good bird from a good egg.
I got art.
Ah,
that's so sweet. Oh, they're so cool. Hold on. I'm gonna share them. Nope, I want to download to here. Put it under this. Cut that one. Cut that one. Oh, we're gonna get thunder and lightning. Awesome. Love it. Got that nice rumble in the background. All right, so now I have to go here. I have to go to here. If my video cuts out, it's probably because I lost power.
What, like for a second and you'll be back, or that's it and I should go?
Like, if it happens, I will get on my phone and text you when we get power back. It's probably would only be like a flicker anyway, but sometimes we can lose power for like usually up to at least 5 minutes sometimes. So, but it always comes back on. It doesn't usually take that long. If anything, at its worst, it's probably just going to cause my computer to just shut down quick, and then I'll just reboot it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're here going to this because it said, Tilty said, "Oh, Holly, I made a little tiny piece that reminded me of you. I'm gonna email it to you quick." This is first ever art that I've apparently inspired. Fan art.
There we go. Oh, I don't know if that's the right term. Maybe not. No, it is.
Go to share screen. Pictures. I'm sharing it right now.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty sick, and it looks
That's
like
beautiful.
the flaming sun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you very much, Tilty Bird.
Very good. Beautiful. Did you use the new watercolor paint for that, Tilty, if you're still here?
Seems like they're sticking around.
Yeah. You're lurking, are you?
Two Sandwiches said, put it in quotes, "I'm a beefcake in RTC. I piss cold chrome steel." Ask how he would get DM back on policy. Ugh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
This is going to test the administrative functionalities.
I think it's doing brilliant. I think they're the best. I think would struggle to find a Scientologist that would answer as bang on behalf, on behalf of, like, if we said to a Scientologist, a current Scientologist, what would LRH respond to this, and they gave us their honest answer, I don't think they'd get it.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't come close
unless
to
they've
this.
met him. Like, if it was someone who, like,
if it's
was
a
like,
messenger.
Yeah.
Let me switch the. Nope. All right. So I said, how would you get David Miscavige back on policy? Well, let me tell you how I handle that. When anyone strays off policy, there's a precise standard procedure to bring them back in line. It's all about KSW, keeping Scientology working. I didn't spend years writing, refining, and testing these policies to have them casually disregarded. And let me assure you, the path back to standard is laid out in policy. First, you apply ethics. If even someone as senior as David Miscavige is violating the policies of the church, they're in what I'd call a lower condition, a state of non-compliance with the tech and policies I've written. The first step is to apply the appropriate ethics conditions. Start with a doubt formula. Is he really serving the greatest good for the greatest number of dynamics, or is he undermining the foundation of the church? Does his fundraising without exchange contribute to the survival of Scientology? I'd make him confront that. Next, we'd move into reviewing the exact points of deviation. I'd call for cramming orders. There's nothing like a good cramming session to straighten someone out. You take all the policies I wrote, policy letters, flag orders, org board structures, everything that he's deviating from, and you drill them until he's clean on the data. We'd go through the policies on financial irregularities, which I clearly outlined, where I made it abundantly clear that hard selling and fundraising without exchange are off policy. The conditions formulas would need to be applied in full, no shortcuts. If he's violating policy deliberately, not out of ignorance, but as a suppressive act, that's when we'd have to take it up a notch. There's no special treatment for anyone. Even a top executive can fall into a suppressive person category if they work against the greatest good of the orgs, tech, or the third dynamic. In that case, we'd convene a ComEv to review his actions. But here's the kicker. There's always redemption if one truly applies the tech. You need to restudy my core policies, particularly on org management, fundraising, and finances, and get back on the rails. But if someone is actively refusing to apply my policies or continuing to go down a path of altering the tech, well, that's a different story. That's suppressive behavior, and suppressives have no place in Scientology. Their removal from post might be required to protect the integrity of the orgs. Remember, standard tech and standard admin are the backbone of everything we do. There's no room for alter-is when it comes to my policies. Anyone, whether David Miscavige or someone else who isn't applying them correctly, needs to be handled in the standard way, through ethics, cramming, and full application of policy. Anything less would be an injustice to the movement I built. I will say he's very wordy.
Yeah, that's fantastic, though.
It is impressive.
Like, that is better than anything I could think or imagine to go. Like, if I was going into the org, if I'm going into Scientology Birmingham, and I go in with, I hate Scientology, I listen to Lara, I listen to Liz Ferris, I listen to Liz Gale, I listen to Serge, they're going to be like, get out. They're going to not listen to a single word. If I go in and pretend I don't know a single thing, I'm just going in to waste my time. But if I go in and go, hey, actually from a devout family of Scientologists, I'm not a Scientologist, but I would be if you followed LRH's tech, they'd be like, ears would be up. They'd be like, what? Well, yeah, I'm just a diehard LRH Scientologist family that are just so upset. They would at least engage more, wouldn't they?
That could work. That could do something. Yeah.
Like, if you go into an org and they think you're from a Scientology family, but you might be from a squirrel family who left when the big split happened.
Yeah.
Then they could be thinking, oh, you're not raw meat. You're tenderized. You're pre-tenderized meat.
Pre-marinated.
Yeah, they might be chomping at the bit, being like, we've got a potential Sea Org here. But if you drop enough seeds, so when they go to sec check, they're going to be like, yeah, so we had this person in, but they said that, if we didn't have someone running Scientology who was literally in lower conditions, and I asked them what they meant and what they explained, it does actually sound like David is in lower condition. Do you know what I mean? They would have to listen to it. If you go in and you're just questioning stuff and being like, oh, I'm just coming asking about the new e-meter because our one's been passed down for years and I can't buy a new one without, do you know what I mean? If you went in, I just feel like this would be a whole different option. If you are the sort of person who can memorize all of this, if you could copy and paste and send me the answers, I would definitely like to read them again. I'll probably just re-watch this back actually, but fascinating that is.
Yeah, I'll take screenshots.
Oh, I've come down and I put the kettle on and I didn't bring my cup down with me. I'm just letting the dogs out quick, they're not happy.
All right.
I can walk around the house.
Yeah, I'll send the screenshots, Tilty.
That, I'm just saying, for me personally, that is better than anything I could think of going into an org or coming face to face with a current Scientologist. I couldn't think of anything else better to say than what has just been said there.
I have 2 other folders from some other testing that I did and got screenshots of. One of them is where Hubbard calls telephones psychotic. And he was like, because they don't have memory, so they're psychotic. I'm like, and then I'm just thinking, phones today have memory. So are they still psychotic? All right, I'm going to call this one Ronbot on management restructuring. This is screenshot number 1. Screenshot number 2. Screenshot number 3. Screenshot number 4. Actually, no, that's going to be number 4.
I think it was very spot on when it was just like, yeah, fuck Pat and Annie.
If they got in the way, they got in the way.
Yeah, if they weren't doing as I said. Oh dear.
I got a question after this. Hang on. I'm gonna ask for some of that old-fashioned LRH rage.
What level rage? Like, what, do you have an ashtray rage or pretend someone?
You're breaking up a lot, so you might want to say that again.
Oh, sorry. I meant to mute them when I whistled. I'm so sorry.
No,
what level of rage are we talking? Are we talking screaming and ashtray rage, or someone's actually done something wrong rage?
I'm thinking like Apollo rage. Can I hear? I'm gonna say, can you write me a rage-induced episode that L. Ron Hubbard is having due to a Sea Org member on the Apollo doing something wrong? Okay, so this kind of wrote it as an actual like scene to imagine being made in a movie, and knowing LRH, that's perfectly reasonable. So It says, let me tell you something. When a Sea Org member steps out of line on the Apollo, it's not just a mistake. It's a violation of everything we stand for, and that is intolerable. You think I spent years perfecting the tech, writing these policies, and leading this organization to have some fool screw it all up? Not a chance. Slam goes the door. The atmosphere on the Apollo is tense as LRH storms into the command room, face red with fury. What do you think you're doing? I'm running a planetary salvage operation here, not a clown show. You have a job and you failed. Do you understand that? He paces back and forth, the voice rising with each word. His fists are clenched, his eyes blazing. Every crew member knows better than to speak. You have one job, one, and it's to follow my instructions to the letter. What kind of suppressive thinking led you to make such an idiotic mistake? Do you think you know better than me? I created this entire movement. I wrote the tech, I wrote the policy, and you can't be bothered to read it correctly. His hand slams down on the desk. Papers flutter. The crew stiffens. No one dares to move. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When you're on my ship, you do exactly what I say. You don't deviate. You don't improvise. You follow orders. This is the Sea Organization, the elite of the elite, but apparently you don't get it. Apparently you think this is some kind of playground. He whirls around, eyes locking onto the offender. What's your excuse, huh? Tell me, how did you manage to mess up so badly that you put this entire ship at risk? You think this is a joke? You're lucky I don't throw you overboard right now for your incompetence. But by policy, we don't tolerate suppressive actions in this organization. And what you just did, it was suppressive. The offender opens their mouth trying to explain, but Hubbard cuts them off. Quiet, I don't want to hear it. You're out ethics. Technically, the bot wrote out of ethics, but I'm just going to shorten it to what it should be. You're out ethics. You've got an MU. Clearly, you don't even understand the most basic instructions, do you? How long have you been on the ship? Long enough to know better. I shouldn't have to keep dealing with this kind of stupidity. Do you know what happens when people like you screw up? We lose orgs. We lose expansion. We lose lives. You're standing in the way of clearing the planet with this garbage. Hubbard stops, breathing heavily, eyes locked on the Sea Org member still. You got two choices. Either you get back on post right now and you get it right this time, or you're going to spend the rest of your days at the bottom of the conditions ladder. Is that clear? You'll be scrubbing decks for a long time if you don't fix this. And don't think for a second I won't order you to be sent to ethics for a complete retraining if I hear about another screw-up like this again. Now, get out of my sight. You've got work to do, and if I see one more deviation from policy, just one, you'll find yourself in a condition lower than treason. You'll wish you were at the bottom of the sea. The Sea Org member scrambles to get out of the room, their heart pounding as LRH turns to the rest of the crew. And the rest of you better take this as a lesson. Don't ever think I won't hold you to the highest standards. This is my ship, and we're here to clear the planet. No room for mistakes, no room for out tech. You get it right or you get off. Is that clear? Good. Now get back to your posts and keep it on policy. I think FlufferSquirrel left. I didn't even know she left. Oh, there she is. There they are. Sorry. They. My bad. Whoops. I'll get it right. I'll get it right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I was saying that could write a good a good movie script. That was fucking intense. Like I was listening.
Okay, you were there. I heard quiet, and I was just like, wait, did they go?
No. I was just listening, thinking, God, maybe you might need to put a trigger warning at the start of this for like anyone who might have. Yeah, like seriously, that could be like really, like, because that, from what I've heard, that sounded really spot on.
That's what I thought too.
Like the threats of overboard, the guilt, the manipulation.
You get it right or you get off.
Yeah.
That one got me the most.
Yeah, we're trying to clear the planet. My goodness.
I woke up with so much anxiety in my chest, and you two in chat have just melted away most of it. So thank you all. Aw, I'm glad we could be there, Tilty. Hello, Paralyzed to Paralyze. And hello, Keith.
Oh, Paralyzed to Paralyze. How was that? Was that horrific? Was that, sorry if that wasn't great? Was that quite spot on?
Tilty says, I'm on the edge of my seat. As well as, let me tell you something, LMAO. I assume Tilty, I don't know if Tilty Bird's making a WWE or a wrestling reference, but there's a wrestler named LA Knight that says that all the time. That's like one of his catchphrases. You think I stuffed this ship full of asbestos for my benefit? Says two sandwiches.
I'm trying to clear the planet of asbestos.
Haha, says the man who fired on a Mexican island. Oh, hey, Joe. Joe DeCepo is here. I was on their channel a little, well, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, was it their channel or was it Chad's channel? I don't remember. It was someone's
like a week
channel.
or so ago.
Yeah, I don't remember whose channel it was, but I could hear it in his voice in my head, smell the bad breath, and see the spittle flying at the vein in his head starting to throb. Power Lies says that would have been LRH when he was feeling easygoing.
Oh, dear.
Can only imagine. Do we have any more questions? Does anyone want to ask anything to Ronbot? Does anybody want to see more pissy Ron? I love LA Knight. His catchphrase is just a voice cracking. Yeah. My friend introduced me to him, and now that's the joke between us, is we just say some LA Knight phrases. It's so stupid. You know what? I want technical Ron now. Not managerial Ron. Gotta see what it can come up with. Well, all right, what is with my copy paste option? Like, the fuck? Copy, Control C, Control V. Why does it not fucking work?
Damn.
What is with my keyboard? Whatever, copy, paste. And that still doesn't work either. I can't even right-click, copy, right-click, paste. What the hell is happening right now?
Do you have a mouse?
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that like there was going to be following advice. That was a standalone
Yeah, I was
question.
expecting
I'm so
that
sorry.
for a second.
After I said it, I was like, I feel like you've set up false expectations there.
That you have some knowledge that I don't. I think I just need to reboot my computer, if anything. But I'm not going to do that right now because it's not necessary.
I was shushing my dogs if you heard me shush because they're being silly.
I did, and you said it just as one of the dog here is barking.
Oh.
The little puppy.
I just got this situation going on where they're all like just being like, let's all growl. Let's all stand right close to each other. Oh, he's licking her face and he's just growling at him. Look at that.
Ask Technical Ron what OT9 and 10's end phenomena would be in relation to the previous levels. A lot of people want OT9. Pretty sure.
Would it be technical wrong that
I got OT bot right now.
Oh. Would that be the one to ask about giving OT levels away for free? Because that's what they've been doing, haven't they? They've been letting people.
Have they?
Yeah. Who did I hear that they did X amount and they've just given the OTs for free? Or is it a celebrity?
Well,
or someone who did some work?
Well, I'm not surprised that it's a celebrity if it was. If anything, you'd think it would be Tom, but I don't know if he's OT8, OT7, or OT6. I think he's OT7. I don't know. Did he go OT8? Let me do Scientology completions. Let me check by first name Tom.
Is there anything you can check how much David Miscavige has done? Because I've heard he hasn't gone past, like he hasn't done anything, and then he hasn't gone past OT2, and then he's never had any auditing. But
I've heard OT7.
David Miscavige.
I don't know. I think that's what I've heard about him, but It's been a while since I've actually looked into it. Tom DeVocht, Daily. Come on, show me Cruise. Cooper, Crow. Tom Cruise, here we go. He's only mentioned in one publication, Impact 114, Members with Honor Status, 2006. Hold on. Tom Cruise OT level. Reputedly at 8. Someone else said he's 7. Yeah, either it's between OT7 and fully OT8. As of 2006, he was OT7.
OT 9 3/4. The magical level of OT 9 3/4.
Oh my god, I want to see that now.
Who got that Medal of Valor?
Show me OT 9. 9 and
3/4.
3/4. Show me OT 9 and 3/4. No, I can't say show me because it's going to try to look it up, but I'm going to be like, make up OT 9.
Mock up.
Mock up, yep. Mock up OT 9 and 3/4. For mock up of OT 9 and 3/4, the gateway to cosmic unity. Prerequisites: completion of OT8 and full attestation to operating at cause over thought, life, matter, energy, space, and time. Course objective: this level addresses the final barriers between the individual Thetan and full perception of the multidimensional universe by confronting the latent layers of consciousness that still obscure a being's awareness of the entire pangalactic spectrum. OT 9 and 3/4 aims to unlock the ability to navigate and influence not just MEST, but also the interconnected web of universal Thetans. TR 937, the Infinite Perception Drill. What happened to TR 10 up to fucking 936? I don't know why it picked that number. The Thetan is trained to perceive simultaneous timelines across multiple dimensions. Wow, that would actually be a fucking ability. The purpose is to expand beyond linear time and learn to be at cause in multiple instances simultaneously. TR Prime, reality tethering. The Thetan practices reconnecting to physical bodies and objects after extensive exteriorization to ensure that their anchoring in the physical universe remains intact when necessary. This prevents drifting into higher planes unintentionally. End phenomena is the pan-Thetan awareness. The Thetan experiences the complete unity of all sentient beings in the universe, gaining an intuitive understanding of the interconnectedness of all life forms. Dimensional integration. A being can perceive and interact with layers of reality previously inaccessible, including parallel universes and alternate dimensions. And the cosmic cognition. The Thetan gains the ability to understand the grand design of existence, realizing the true purpose of their presence in this particular universe. Abilities gained: cosmic influence, the ability to subtly influence galaxies and planetary systems through thought alone. MEST manipulation at a macro scale, including weather patterns and planetary orbits. Timeless exteriorization, without exteriorizing from the body without any time constraints, able to operate entirely independent for extended periods across universal timelines. This is OT 9 3/4. Oh wait, there's a little bit more. There's actual auditing procedures. Process 1, galactic thought harmonization. The Thetan confronts deep-seated harmonic imbalances in their thought processes caused by misalignments with the universal frequency. Through specialized auditing, these thought vibrations are aligned, allowing the Thetan to operate harmoniously with the fabric of the universe. Process 2, void expansion auditing. This process addresses the void, a zone beyond MEST that contains latent potential. By confronting and assimilating this void, the Thetan begins to harness the creative potential of non-material existence.
This is, I'm pretty sure you could get ChatGPT to be its own little cult leader, which is so scary.
Like, what do you want me to ask it? You want me to be like, hey, how do I run a cult? Like,
I was thinking about saying to it, because if you can't say how is Scientology a cult? Because ChatGPT is like, oh,
I might be able to
religion.
say it.
If it wouldn't, I would ask LRH, how would you make Scientology more culty, more cult-like, and see what it comes up with, and see if that is the Sea Org now.
I said, how would you make Scientology more cult-like if you had to? Let me be crystal clear. The mission of Scientology is the salvation of this planet, and my policies, carefully designed over decades, aim for the expansion and survival of that mission. But if you're asking how to make it more cult-like in the traditional sense of absolute control, tighter boundaries, and inescapable loyalty, there are certain steps one might take. These aren't part of my intended strategy, but for argument's sake, let's explore this idea. First, you would increase control over communication. Right now, we operate under the principles of disconnection and suppressive persons. But to ramp that up even more, I'd make all external communication tightly monitored. No one communicates with the outside world without approval from higher orgs. This would enforce an even stronger sense of isolation from non-Scientologists, reinforcing the idea that only we have the truth. Second, I'd implement mandatory group activities around the clock, so there's little to no time for independent thinking. The more people are kept in constant action, studying, auditing, working on org projects, the less time they have to question anything. Oh my god.
It's describing it. It's describing the like. Oh, I hope you're watching this, Ota. Oh, I hope your palms are sweaty watching this one.
This concept, by the way, is something I already designed through busy hands policies. What is busy hands?
Cheeky. That's when you had a night on the cans and your hands still have some life in them.
Let's see if I can find. I'm gonna look up busy hands in quotes. Yeah, no, it doesn't really know anything called busy, unless that's like a policy or something that I haven't looked at yet. All right, hold up. I'm doing some research. Video, no, not videos. Materials, church. Books, booklets, books, PDFs, screen. God, the amount of fucking clicking I do just to get through my subfolders. All right, B. Business of orgs. Nope. Let's try subject index. B. Please tell me it has something. Because if it brings this up and if it's actually right about it, that would be very interesting.
You'll have something else, yeah. My phone is going to die, so I'm going to have to unplug my headphones and plug my phone in for a little bit.
Okay.
But I'll just mute myself to stop the echo thing.
All right.
So yeah, I might just give it 10 minutes. 10 minutes to charge, and you just talk, and then I'll come back on.
Yeah.
In a little bit, maybe something like that.
Sounds good.
Sweet, but I'll be muted.
All right. So where was I? Next, indoctrination would be more immediate and intense. The bridge could be structured to rapidly increase emotional and mental commitment. For example, I'd escalate the conditions formula for new members, placing them in severe liability or treason almost immediately, and they need to perform extreme actions to show their dedication. The tougher the climb, the more emotionally invested they become. One step further, total surveillance. It placed members under 24-hour observation, auditing reports, e-meter readouts, everything recorded and constantly reviewed. And violations of policy or thought, well, they'd be met with instant ethics investigations. More secretive levels of knowledge. The OT levels are already restricted, but we'd make lower level information just as tightly controlled, creating a heightened sense of elitism. Imagine needing approval to even read basic books like Dianetics or Scientology's 08. The more mystery we create around the tech, the more people will cling to the organization in search of answers. Then you'd intensify rituals and ceremonies, make them more frequent, more elaborate, and more emotionally charged. Think of it like a hypnotic rhythm, constant ceremonies reaffirming commitment. These would serve as anchors, ensuring that members feel an emotional dependence. Lastly, punitive loyalty tests. Members would be asked to prove their loyalty through extreme measures, such as public renunciations of their past lives, or perhaps even public confessions in front of the org. Isn't this basically, well, no, that's not quite Friday graduation and success stories, but still, having those success stories does kind of help prove loyalty. Think of a mix between hardline discipline and emotional cleansing, constantly breaking them down and building them back up stronger in the fold. You'd focus on constant surveillance, isolation, intense group conformity, secrecy, and unbreakable loyalty tests. You'd turn it into a closed system where the only reality is our reality, and anyone who steps out of line is instantly handled or removed. All of this would create an environment where the only truth, the only survival, the only hope is inside the group. Again, that's not the intended purpose of my tech, but if someone wanted to move in that direction, these would be the tools to do it. It's about maintaining control, commitment, and absolute belief in the mission. I'm going to go get water. All right, I am back. Hydration check for anyone who's not drinking water. Okay, so what have I missed? There is this quote here. Trying to catch up. OT16, thank you very much. Oh, Davy Boy has joined. Yeah, you and your fake Space Navy. Seriously though, nice profile. Got him on the phone. Happened to me when I first joined the babysitter software as a 20%. Oh, the stuff that was on the Netscape Navigator discs? Or was it AOL? Sorry, I have yogurt. What accent? I don't have an accent. Sandwiches. I mean, New England. Yeah, I guess. Whoever is actually writing this profile, David Miscavige's responses, very, very well written. And I could see it being very David Miscavige speech-esque written by someone else. I don't really know what I should be doing right now, so.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Oh, damn it. I put my earpods in, but it's not registering that I want to use them. Should I try going out and then coming back in?
Yeah, give that a shot.
Give that a shot. Can you hear
Say-
me?
Yes, I just added you to the thing.
Is there an echo?
No.
Okay, we're good to go. My phone is not charging.
Shit.
It's not dying, but it's not charging. It's just that I've been like, I'll chill. I'll chill at 18%. It's under 20, so I'm gonna be upset about it. But I'll stay here.
Well, if you can keep it at
Let me put
18, then
everything
fuck
while
it.
I'm- Yeah, 18's good to go. What else have you got in your have you got anything else in your list of goodies
My mass document?
that is fresh in your head, or that you were like, oh, I really want to... Yeah.
I didn't even know the light went out in here. It didn't. It just got brighter out of nowhere. The U.S. Marshal raid from the FDA from 1963.
What's that about?
The FDA accused the church of falsely claiming that the e-meter would improve the health, intelligence, ability, behavior, skill, and appearance, that it would cure arthritis, TB, ulcers, and other ailments that Hubbard considered psychosomatic. The case lingered for 10 years and was settled in 1973 under Judge Gerard A. Jessel, who ordered the e-meters that were taken from the church to be returned. The ruling was that the church could no longer advertise its services as a scientific cure for disease, must label the e-meters as ineffective in treating illness, and only use the e-meter in bona fide religious counseling. It could use e-meters for religious counseling, but they also said that the church was entitled to First Amendment protection rights as a religion, and the church considered this a victory. But what happened was, on January 4th of 63, 2 vans escorted by motorcycle policemen pulled up at the Washington headquarters of the founding church. U.S. Marshals climbed out of the vans and entered the property, and they seized 100 e-meters and 20,000 pages of church literature, acting on behalf of the Food and Drug Administration. So, yeah. Fuck me. Shit. Fuck. She's raging back there.
No, that's me all day, just tripping over my own feet. I'm not sure how good the mic is on this now. These AirPods have been dropped in paint and then left to rot. This is all very interesting. I wonder if you've got a series name, or whether you could think of an operation name, like Operation Expose, or do you know what I mean? Something like that.
Create my own Guardians Office app.
Yeah. But
Tilty
make
Bird
it
says
like
Operation Bonehole.
Tilty would. Tilty would.
If you're not looking, just read what's on the screen.
Yes, squirrel. Even charging a phone battery is possible through the harnessing of this spiritual energy. Wow. I feel like your dear members and your dear buildings could do with some tech upgrades itself. Maybe the flunky door tech. That is something noticeable across the board there. Or your terrible bow jobs, because that has been a trending hashtag. Scientology gives terrible bow jobs, so that's something you might want to sort out. Your old bow job tech, flunky bow job tech. Oh. But no, I guess you don't have phone charging issues when nobody's allowed a phone.
When you first started talking about shitty BJ tech, my brain uncontrollably immediately went to, what would a policy look like for that? And then I was just like, no, I don't want to think about this.
Like, okay, dear LRH chatbot, Scientology is a laughing stock of its neighbours down to its flunky bow jobs. What would you do to write a policy to help with your terrible black PR and your flunky bow jobs and trash bin tech, trash bag tech?
What is a bow job?
You know the bows that they've done outside the grand openings, the openings of the Texas,
Yeah.
Austin, Texas opening, and the Chicago opening, and Paris. The bows they've put outside the front are just shit, falling apart. They look like someone was pissed when they did it. Just terrible bow jobs. Awful, half-assed, droopy bow jobs. No one wants a droopy bow job. Oh, silly.
COB has a question for you, Squirrel. Are you perhaps squirreling the tech? It's a serious matter, as you know. The proper application of the tech is vital to achieving true spiritual freedom. So, Squirrel, are you following the path as laid out, or is there a deviation?
I am squirreling the tech, but I'm knowingly and proudly squirreling the tech. How about you, Davey? Because apparently, according to LRH, you're in lower conditions now. You're living in lower conditions. Viva la lower conditions. That's you. You're not Ricky Martin. Shitty farting. That's you. Living in lower conditions, dragging everyone else down with you, pulling all of us into Scientology because you're a POS COB. Just saying. Just saying.
Could you imagine if this actually was David Miscavige? Like just the one time that he shows up somewhere, it's this. It's like the one Nigerian prince email scam that wasn't a scam.
Dave's there being like, they're not even taking me seriously.
Everybody there is J&D. Jokers and degraders.
Yeah, I'm a degraded being, 100%. Well, I'm not, because there's no such thing. That's horrible. But yeah. Oh, okay. So the DB Crims night game. I'm trying to get, Guess Who? That game when you flip them down. Flip, 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 flip.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a Sciento edition. I'm trying to find pictures, and then I'll get it on a PDF, and we can all print it off. But we'll have to put it ourselves into one of the Guess Who things to flip down.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
So much fun. We need the main players.
Imagine, is your character Mark Yeager? Guillaume Sev or any of the
Yeah.
fucking managerial bodies. Does your character look like he's so short I could punt him across a room?
This keeps warping. I'm just looking at it being like, it's getting more warped, but it's not warping. It's warping like wood. It's warping like a twist, like out of square. I don't know how to explain it, but if this was a window frame, I'll be putting some wood under here and jumping on these two ends. Sorry, it keeps catching my eye. It's pretty though, isn't it? Can you see that?
The warping has me curious now. I do see it.
Yeah, but it's not just warping, like curling up like this. It's like doing it on two diagonal ends as well. And that's just got me. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Sorry, I'm going to stop, but that keeps catching my attention because it's just weird. But the whole thing's pretty weird, I guess.
And we're weird people.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I don't know what other colours to do. Maybe another purple?
What?
I'm just thinking of what other colour to do. Did it say if that was an actual policy?
What? Oh no, busy hands. I couldn't find anything.
Mm.
I mean, the only place I really have left to check is the managerial dictionary.
Do you know what out of what the response was about making it into a cult? What was not in practice already?
Oh, let me reopen that. So we had increase of control over communication. So that was shutting off all external communications. We had mandatory group activities around the clock.
Check.
Can you hear me? Test. Oh,
yes, I can hear you.
Never mind. My bad. Indoctrination would be more immediate and intense, placing them in severe liability or treason almost immediately. Total surveillance, 24-hour observation.
Yeah.
Making lower level information just as tightly controlled as the OT levels. Intensifying rituals and ceremonies and creating punitive loyalty tests.
Are there punitive loyalty tests now? I guess.
This version says members would be asked to prove their loyalty through extreme measures, public renunciations of their past lives, or perhaps even public confessions. Think of a mix between hardline discipline and emotional cleansing, constantly breaking them down and building them back up stronger in the fold.
So this is like making an effective blow or doing something to get back in the good graces.
I think so, yeah. This is kind of like A to E steps.
But that means but they're trying to say just do it like routinely rather than to.
Yeah.
So basically, he would struggle to make it more culty in its current state if he tried.
I just wrote, what would he do if he had to? If he had like no choice but to make this, what would he do?
Yeah, but that isn't far off what's actually happening now.
It's not, especially with my brain goes to success stories and Friday night graduations.
Yeah, the first thing I thought of when hearing it is the amount of surveillance, the 24-hour surveillance, and the using up all their time.
Yeah. I mean, they already do that.
Yeah, that's what I
just
mean.
not
Like,
everybody.
yeah, I just wanted to see how different that would be from current life for Sea Org member, and it's not very different at all.
It's not. And that's kind of weird to think about. I mean, they already had stuff like this back in the 60s, in the 70s.
It's the fact that you might not have known about it. Like, now there's cameras everywhere. Like, they know that they're being, it's a lot harder to blow now.
Yep.
I feel so sorry for everyone working in LA, and to some extent the same with Clearwater, because it's like a horror movie. It's that inescapable terror. That's what it's like, being in some sort of domestic abusive relationships or other high control situations. It's that feeling of just not being able to escape.
Yep.
Like, you can't call the police, they're on the payroll. It's what I imagine it'd be like if you were in a domestic violence situation and your partner was a police officer.
Yeah.
They're just like, who do I call? What's the point? What's the point in calling the people who are meant to protect me? They're gonna protect their own.
Trying to look up busy hands to see
Scary.
if I can find anything. Come on, whole words. Let's do this.
I feel like this is the closest I get to like gambling. I'm like, come on, lucky hands.
Come on, busy hands. I'm not finding anything in the dictionary. Other people have heard about it before. I'm trying to figure out where it's from.
Can you ask ChatGPT for Scientology pickup lines?
Oh God, this is gonna be fun. Do we want managerial or technical? Because it's like, do you want things
managerial?
All right, so we're going green. Can you give me some Scientology pickup lines that may be used? I'm going to say between those.
That would work 100% of the time if applied 100% correctly. LRH dating guide.
You must be my org stat because you make everything go right. Are you my post because I can't function without you?
I thought the punchline for that last one was going to be something about straight up and vertical, and I'm kind of disappointed it wasn't.
Are you Are you my CS because you just audited your way to my heart? You don't need an admin scale to know where we're headed. Is your tone level always this high, or is it just because you're with me?
To know what? Sorry.
Said, is your tone level always this high, or is it just because you're with me? You must be my org board because you bring order and purpose to my life.
Yeah, that is an actual one probably.
I don't need you neither to know where.
Hey, if nothing else, Osa, I hope this helps. Oh, some of these are kind of sweet now. Some of these are like Hallmark cards for Sciento.
Let's bypass the danger condition and head straight for power together.
Why is he so good?
With you, I feel like I'm always in a condition of
Oh.
affluence.
No.
Trying to think if I want to go on a specific theme for these.
The TR drills, just because I wanted to say I want to joke about AEIOU and putting you and I together. That's what I want. I want something like that. I want gold. Just not high expectations. Give me gold.
I want 10x action computer, says 2 sandwiches.
Oh, says Grant Cardone those.
You an e-meter because you make my needle float.
There we
Is
go.
this TR3 because I'm in a I can't stop. Wait, hold on. What? Is this TR3 or are we just stuck in a loop of do birds fly because I can't stop thinking about you? Are you my auditor? Because you definitely cleared up my case. This one sounds almost negative. I think I found the source of my charge. It's you. We must be doing TR2 because every time I talk to you, I feel acknowledged.
That is sweet.
This is a topic I never thought I'd be going down. A rabbit hole I never thought I'd be going down.
Now I really want to go on that Scientology dating website and catfish. I've never wanted to catfish before in my life, except for now on that site with chatbot.
Oh, that would be funny as hell. We must be doing TR0 because I can't stop staring at you.
Have you seen it? That Free Spirit.
No.
It's a website called Free Spirit. It's a Scientology dating site. Free Spirit, I think it's called.
Hold on. Oh my god, I found it. FreeSpiritSingles.com.
Yeah, you see, it's got the Way to Happiness books on it and shit.
Sign up today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Who actually uses this?
I mean, can you be out 2D on a dating site? Or is that just for Sea Org members?
I think it's, well, I mean, it depends if y'all are like sexting or some shit, maybe. That might be out 2D. Because you're mocking up.
I just wonder how risque some of these are. I
love how it says Free Spirit Singles is an expressive association. Due to religious convictions and beliefs, here are the following qualifications for memberships. You must be single, divorced, or widowed, and 18 years or older to become a member of the site. If you're currently handling a divorce, you may become a member once the divorce is finalized. Free Spirit Singles is a dating service for women to meet men and men to meet women. You are in good standing with church organizations or with whichever church or religion you are or have been a member of. Oh, bullshit. It's specifically one. And at the section is not required. If you check the box, you have the option of viewing just the members who have also checked it. See above for information. The checkbox says, I have read or viewed the short videos of The Way to Happiness and agree with it and support it. Literally what it fucking says. Wow.
I'm literally now thinking of my conventionally attractive friends I could ask to use their picture. Hey, conventionally attractive friend, mind if I use your face? I want to set up a dating profile, and I'm not put together enough to use my face.
Sandwiches just said, I just realized I've been mocking up my own reactive mind this whole time by staring at that ass. All right, what am I doing now?
It's weird not having the ability to just like mute myself quick.
Oh, you can't?
No, because my other headphones have like the mic thing on, and I just push that up to mute, and then I'll like cough and make gross noises. But I have these earpods in now, so that's not happening.
Paralyzed to Paralyze. Yes, I do have a Final Blackout t-shirt on. I have not read the series. I got this t-shirt from Patty Mower from when my fiance and I went to hang out there. She had a bunch of Scientology magazines, and she ended up giving me this Final Blackout by L. Ron Hubbard t-shirt. It's got a little quote from Robert Heinlein, the science fiction writer.
Is Tilty still in the chat?
Nah, Tilty hopped out a bit ago. Tilty. Wow. Fluffer, I'm probably going to end up hopping off right now because I got some stuff I got to get done that I've been putting off for a little while. So
Sweet.
Thank you for doing this.
I was just going to ask quick, have you done any more of the Sarah Northrup stuff?
No, unfortunately, I was told by the University of Alberta that there's a research ban on that collection till 2070. But I'm gonna try and see if I can negotiate something with them that says if the people that go in for me don't see any identifying information of contributors to the collection or any kind of personal information, if they can go through the steps that would guarantee that they don't get any access to that personal information, would it be still okay to get the content of the tape? If you guys have to redact out a bunch of stuff, whatever, as long as we can just get to the tape and not have to worry about that stuff. Because I know that's what they're worried about. Is they're worried about backlash on the collectors, on the people who contributed. But I figured if I can, yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try again and see if they can set up some sort of bureaucratic hoops that I can jump through in order to do this.
Literally, make me live another 45 years?
Just about.
No.
So I'm gonna see what I can do with
2070.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
My goodness. Yeah, sweet. No, cool. Just wanted to ask that quick one. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been so fun and interesting, and yeah, appreciate you letting me come on and enjoy it.
Yeah, no problem. Sandwiches. The University of Alberta has a collection called the Stephen A. Kent Collection on Alternative Religions, and one of the artifacts in that collection is a cassette tape recorded by Sarah Northrop 3 months before she passed away from breast cancer, talking about her marriage to L. Ron Hubbard. And so I figured if I can get the audio of that tape, it would be very insightful and very helpful. But anyway, all right. Bye, everybody. Thank you again, Fluffer Squirrel.
Thank you all. Thank you, Holly. See ya.
Peace out.
Peace.